So this is from the MTV news show Decoded. I've played this woman on the show a couple times. And this is her talking about, is PC culture anti-free speech? And guess what side she's on? It's amazing. I wouldn't have thunk it.
Is PC culture destroying freedom of speech?
Yes.
Nope.
Oh. All it took was a nope. That opening's so obnoxious.
From YouTube comments to presidential candidates, it seems a lot of people think freedom of speech is under attack. And who, might I ask, is to blame?
Oh, yeah, because if you put up Trump, I don't even remember him saying that, but then it's like, oh no, we can't possibly agree with him. He's never said something that might even sort of be true. Your channel, in terms of the entire MTV news channel in general, is indicative of this attitude. That basically there are some ideas that are just so bad and so off limits, we can't even talk about them. I think that is the root of the problem.
The god PC culture. If you've ever called out racism, sexism, ableism, or any other oppressivism, you've probably been accused of being too PC.
What is oppressivism? Are we just making up isms now? I'm gonna make up an ism. Reese-ism, the worship of Reese!
I'm not going to be a part of that.
Fuck you, Trent. Hagbard will worship me. Worship me, Hagbard! Join the Reese-ism! It sounds like racism, actually.
Don't do it, Hagbard Celine. Don't do it. No.
Hagbard Celine.
PC is, of course, short for politically correct. Political correctness is avoiding words or behaviors that exclude, marginalize, or insult groups of people who are socially disadvantaged or discriminated against. Basically, treating people with respect.
Oh, so basically a completely made up, pulled out of your ass definition of PC culture. I don't even think we should call it PC culture. I just think we might as well just call it censorship culture, because then it's two C's, double C, CC, something like that. Are those going the right way? I don't even know. This is a huge problem with these kinds of people. Like, here's the definition of, this thing I'm a part of. The definition is just flattering and nice and makes us sound like heroes, and it's something we don't like. Oh, the definition is nasty and horrible. I would love to see any kind of source for that, and I doubt there's even a source within the video file.
Now, if you ask me, that doesn't sound like a bad thing. But a recent poll by Fairleigh Dickinson University found that 68% of Americans and 81% of Republicans agreed that a big problem this country has is being politically correct.
It is.
Even 62% of Democrats polled agreed that being PC was getting out of hand.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily saying that being politically correct is bad all the time. It's just saying that if you always do that and you apply that same thing for every single situation, then of course you're going to have a problem. This has become a problem in gaming. This has become a problem especially in comedy. A lot of comedians like Daniel Tosh and the like have come up against these kinds of obstacles. It's very obvious that this kind of mentality does not foster good creative work. It just doesn't. It kills creativity. It kills new ideas. And when we don't have new ideas being created, well, then we're just going to be stagnant and just keep going over the same thing, and nothing's ever going to change or get better.
For these folks, political correctness is synonymous with weakness or being overly sensitive. Similar to the new term social justice warrior, calling someone PC is a way to derail and dismiss conversations about inequality. Okay, PC.
Oh, derail and dismiss conversations of equality. I think it more has to do with people like you point out inequalities that don't exist, and the rest of us say, can we actually talk about something that matters? Like, I think a perfect example would be someone we covered last time we did a live show, which was Anita Sarkeesian. This is a woman who says, oh, there's this rampant problem of sexism within the video game industry. Rather than taking a truly feminist position and addressing real problems of sexism around the world. I think that would be the perfect definition of someone trying to derail the conversation or dismiss actual inequalities.
Police, you're just offended by everything. The term PC is almost always used as an insult. While it's been around for a while, it gained popularity in the 80s when it caught on with conservatives, not liberals. So why is being...
Yeah, now it's caught on a lot more with liberals. Like, I think that's the point. The point is that, and a lot of people try to lump in kind of this social justice culture with a liberal culture, which I entirely reject. But when other liberals are saying, "Dude, you should really stop being so oversensitive because you're making us look bad," maybe that's a sign that you shouldn't just lock yourself in your echo chamber. Like, my ideas are always right and always perfect. Maybe you should take some advice from other people, and maybe not everyone's wrong. Besides you, maybe other people are capable of being right some of the time.
PC used as an insult. And what, if anything, does it have to do with free speech? Here's the thing. It's not just about hurt feelings. It's about calling out oppressive power structures, and that's where the misunderstanding comes in. What's perceived as being too sensitive is usually someone speaking out against lazy, offensive language that doesn't usually get challenged. That's
just no, like, come on, you guys, these delusions of grandeur, like, we're taking on these systems of oppression, and we're taking on this oppressive language and this lazy ineffectualness. It's like, no, you guys you aren't activists. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is complaining about things. And I think that's what pisses a lot of people off. In fact, recently on the show, we played a clip of Eli Roth, the actor and director. I had Desmond Reddick on the show, and he was doing an interview for his new film, Green Inferno, which I've been meaning to watch. I hear good things, though. It's the cannibal film. And what he talked about in terms of the premise for that film was a lot of the people, the kids going to help the natives in South America, were social justice warriors. They were people who complained on Twitter all the time rather than being actual activists. And that's the problem. And it's ironic that the one time that they go to be activists, they get eaten by cannibals. So it's kind of a bit of tragic irony. But that's what I'm saying. You guys haven't really accomplished anything of worth. All you've done is complain, and the rest of the internet is sick of it.
It's because the group of people that those words hurt historically haven't had the opportunities to have their voices heard. And the people who call
So basically reparations. Okay, interesting.
that being too PC are often in privileged positions and don't want to or haven't had to think about what they're saying.
It makes sense now. My position of privilege has driven me to these thoughts. I need to reevaluate my whole life. You know, you don't want to sell me death sticks, that whole spiel. No. This is just more of these ridiculous word games. Like, you want to talk about someone derailing the conversation and dismissing criticism of your group. There's no faster way to dismiss criticism than to say, well, your criticism is coming from a place of power and privilege. It's like, oh, so you're not actually going to listen to what I have to say. So basically, what I have to say doesn't even matter at all. Okay, and I think that's why so many people, when it comes to talking to people like this, the conversation has devolved into mockery rather than any kind of like trying to reach across the aisle, because that's all you people have. You're not going to listen to us, so what's even the point of trying?
Or the consequences that come with it. You can't take away my freedom of speech just because you're offended. Well, yeah. In America, freedom of speech simply means the government cannot prohibit you from expressing yourself. It's why you can criticize Obama without being thrown in jail. But
I think they don't mean freedom of speech in a legal sense. They mean it in a more universal sense. Like, and I think part of the free speech is you saying, well, these criticisms are coming from a place of power, so therefore we can dismiss them. And I think that that's wrong. I think that everyone should have a voice and be listened to. We're all going to have our inherent biases and prejudices, but we could work towards opening up the conversation to more people. And opening up the conversation to more people does not mean shutting the people already in the conversation out. And I think we might move on. I'm done with her. She's garbage. She's not worth it.